Hey everybody, welcome to another World of Tanks replay. Once again playing with Anseth, and this time we're both in T-54 as we've ended up on the north spawn of Stalingrad. Well, as the Germans would say it, or simply Stalingrad, as the Russians would say it. And we are going to try for a beach strategy, which is kind of rare for me. The reason we actually did it wasn't so much because I originally intended to go beach, more because I got lost. I don't play this map enough to really know the layout off by heart. As I've said in previous videos, the layout isn't actually that accurate to this region of the Volga Bank of Stalingrad in 1942-43, so I've got to kind of learn on the fly, and in this case I thought I was going to be heading towards the backyard of the mill. In fact I wasn't, I missed it completely and ended up with a beach exit, but I decided I may as well poke out, see what's here. Spotted a single bulldog, and there you can see the entrance to the mill yard there. So I decided to actually push on this bulldog and see if he's got any support. This is a bit reckless. Normally I wouldn't recommend doing this, but it seems that this guy is caught with his balls in the wind and nobody to support him. Anseth is of course following behind me closely. We've got a Centurion further back and our own bulldog is bringing up the rear. Now, the enemy T-54 there does pop out at the corner and gets a shot into me. I just want to hang out on a minute. I can see that there's a T-30 coming on the minimap, and I don't want to get caught in a frontal engagement with that, so I tell Anseth to fall back, follow me. We'll head north while the Ascent engages the T-54 and the Bulldog finds its way around. And my plan is to cut in this alley here, in front of the Ascent. The E-100's not paying attention, but I just send a quick snapshot his way anyway. Unfortunately, the T-30 was wise to our plan and puts a big hit into me while I'm kind of crashing into things and being bad at driving. I do still have Anseth in support though, he's right behind me. And the T-30 is withdrawn to reload. Now, I tell Anseth he needs to move up. If this T-30 comes out again, he needs to take the hit. I can't afford it. The T-30 can now one-shot me. I watch the left to make sure nothing flanks me, while Anseth goes around the corner, taking point, and there's actually a lot more here than we expected. Anseth gets the first shot into the T-30, and I begin following up. He actually makes it burn an extinguisher. The two of us managed to get underneath the guns of the Lorraine and the light tanks here, and now with the T-30 out of action, we can begin working on them. The T-71 isn't too much of a threat as long as my front's pointed at it. If it gets my side, however, I will be in trouble. But here we've got a chance to finish the Lorraine before he can engage us, and before he can retreat to reload. Already we're in the enemy's base. There is a T-57 behind us, but we're just moving so chaotically and engaging these guys so aggressively, there's no real coordination. And as I swing around the little BA-64 scout car there, the clown car for anyone who played Red Orchestra, the Bulldog goes down to Anseth's gun, and now we've actually got our own Bulldog in here as well. It seems our scent went down in the battle, but the effect we want has been achieved. The enemy team is all over the place, they don't know who to shoot at, and although I get taken out by the T-57 Heavy, and Anseth was killed by the T-54, our own team now has an advantage in numbers, and the few remaining enemy tanks are confused, missing hit points, and too spread out to effectively defend each other. Our team in the west begin to simply devour the remaining enemy tanks over there, while the T-54 and T-57 in the south are left to kind of figure out what little they can do against this. Down goes their better T-57, and now it's just the one that killed me, and the 54 which killed Anseth, as the 1-2-1 goes down to our E-50. A good, fast, aggressive game. Now certainly this came down as well to the fact that our own tanks on the west flank were doing some work. Our T-57 has managed to clean up 3 tanks, the IS-7 has cleaned up 3 tanks. I can't remember offhand how much damage those guys did apiece, but this was one of those matches where the whole team kind of worked together well. Our aggressive push down the east forced the enemy to hesitate and consider what they were going to focus more on defending, either the west flank against most of our team, or if they were going to come rescue their base from the handful of tanks that had broken through. Obviously the T-30, the Lorraine, the T-54, those light tanks, the T-57, they just didn't know what to do. And you could see it, the sort of panic as the Lorraine backed off and tried to hide behind a wreck, and the light tanks ducked behind buildings, and the T-57 didn't know who to shoot at. You can actually sense it when players are panicking, for the most part. And that's the effect you want to achieve, and that's the effect that the T-54 is made to achieve, and it used to do it consistently when it was first added. Now it still does if it's played well and if it's able to make the right sort of aggressive moves, but you don't see it quite as much. But that kind of rapid just thrust into the enemy's base completely catches them off guard and forces them to make the decision: do they want to actually defend the main push, or do they want to stop the one that's about to cap them out? And you're going to end up with some of the worst players in particular trying to guess which one they should do and kind of hesitating. It costs them time, it costs them hit points. Better players will react to it a bit better, because better players, and I'm talking better than me here, tend to keep their cool. They generally are able to respond to that kind of thing, but even, blues will look at that and just go, oh fuck, now what? I mean, you've probably seen me do it. I'll look at something on the minimap and just go, oh Jesus Christ, we're boned, I don't know what to do. But it's more noticeable with the sort of more average players. And once again, it's how you do it. You sweep out the sort of, not the bad players necessarily, but you sweep out the weaker players, leave the strongest ones till last, kill them afterwards. As Broseph says, eat the purple ones last. Deal with the rest first. So, pretty decent match. It wasn't a really high damage match. 2500 for a T-54 is so-so, but between the two of us, and then the Cent bringing up the rear as well, and our own Bulldog, we were able to sow a lot of panic in the enemy team, beyond all proportion of the amount of damage we actually did. And it was part of what caused them to fall apart. The other part being that, I guess, they didn't have enough people clicking red tanks, pretty much. And if you look at the post games, you'll be able to see the effect of that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. As ever, I'll see you on the next one.